Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping last night's playoff basketball. A couple game threes, some huge series deciders in last night's performances. We're going to talk all about them here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Join the membership if you want to learn more about the membership. There's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Links to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with the first game, Cavaliers versus Magic, Game 3. And the Magic come out and they spank the Cavs, 121-83, almost 40-point victory for the Orlando Magic. They're now win their first game. It's 2-1. Yeah, Orlando came out from the jump, had a different energy. They changed their lineup. Wendell Carter inserts in the starting lineup. They put Jonathan Isaac on the bench, kind of substituting a little bit more offense for defense because their offense has been struggling. They put up 83 points in game 1, 86 points in game 2, and so they needed something. They've been shooting the ball horribly so far, and they come out game 3. They punch Cleveland in the mouth first. They got off to a really good start, which is something that the Magic really wanted to do. They wanted to come out early, set the tone, which is what the Cavaliers have been doing the first 2 games. And so far in this series, whoever set the tone first ended up winning the game. And the Magic did that, outscored Cleveland 31-21 in the first, outscored them by 6 in the second, and then the third quarter came, and the Magic blew the game wide open, outscoring Cleveland 35-16, and they go on to win. Yeah, just an all-around great performance from Orlando. They look confident back at home, their first home playoff game since 2019, and they definitely had energy. They definitely had confidence. Definitely used the crowd to their advantage, and they get the win. Paolo, 31, 14, and 5 on 13 for 26 shooting. He hit 4 3-pointers. He was spectacular in this game. Now kind of open up the floor a little bit with Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, the guys hitting threes, open up the floor a little bit for Paulo, and Paulo was making him work. He had an excellent game. Jalen Suggs as well. Jalen Suggs, 24 points. He hit 3 threes, 9 for 11 from the field. He was huge in this game as well. The Magic just getting someone else to start hitting shots and being aggressive and scoring. And Jalen Suggs is the guy doing that. Franz Wagner also had 16, 5, and 8. Markel Fultz, Cole Anthony both had double figures off the bench. Those are two. That's huge because those two hadn't scored so far in this series before last night's game. But yeah, the Magic just got all around effort from everybody. Back at home again, I feel like they were feeding off the energy of the crowd. And once a one shot went in, the 2 shots went in, and then I felt like everything started to click for this Orlando Magic team led by Paulo, Jalen Suggs, and they finally get a win. Much needed win. Obviously, their season was dang near on the line. They came out with that aggression. For the Cavaliers, it just came out flat. Straight up, they just came out flat. Looked bad from the get-go. Donovan Mitchell, 13 points, shot 6 for 16, 1 for 6 from 3. Darius Garland, 5 points. He shot 2 for 10. When your 2 star players in Garland and Mitchell combined to shoot 8 for 26 and 2 for 10 from 3 with 18 points, you're not going to win games like that. Jared Allen had 15 and 8. Evan Mobley had 10. Max Strus still hasn't really found his rhythm yet. He was 0 for 4 from 3. Karis LeVert had 15 off the bench. But yeah, it was a tough game for the Cavaliers. They looked because they've been getting away. The Cavaliers have with not having amazing first 2 games offensively, but they've gotten away with it because the Magic have been so bad offensively that Cleveland kind of was able to sneak by them. Like Cleveland hasn't scored 100 points in this series yet. Cleveland scored 97 in game 1, 96 in game 2, 83 today or last night in game 3. So they have not had a great offensive night either, but they've been getting away with it because Orlando literally couldn't make a shot in the first 2 games. And now the shots are starting to fall. Cleveland's offense has to get going. They need Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland to come out more aggressive, honestly. They need those guys to come out from the jump and set the tone like they did in game 1 and game 2. Game 1 and game 2, Donovan Mitchell came out first couple plays and started being like, I'm here, let's go. And I think he didn't do that in this game, and he struggled for most of the game. Darius Garland struggled as well. He has not had a really great series either in terms of having a pop-off type of game, and they need their shooting. They shot 8 for 34 from 3. They look like the Orlando Magic shooting tonight, you know. Max Strus 0 for 4, Evan Mobley 0 for 3, Karis LeVert 1 for 5, Isaiah Okoro 0 for 2, George Niang 1 for 2. They need their shooters to start shooting. They got Max Strus and George Niang in them because they were a team last year that couldn't generate threes and couldn't hit threes. And those guys, literally, their main goal is their main thing on the court is to hit threes, and they haven't been doing it. So they need their shooters to start shooting the ball, but they need their guards also. They need their guards to be more aggressive and to be more efficient. They need Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell to come out better. They just came out they came out flat today. Really, like watching the game, you can tell from the get go they just came out just flat. Maybe it was just like the travel. Maybe it was just we're up 2-0. They haven't been able to shoot. We're fine. Maybe it was just a lack of you know like aware aggression. And kind of playing down to the level of competition. I don't know what it was, but they cannot afford that in Game 4. Orlando's got momentum now. A huge win like this, seeing shots go down. Orlando just woke up. Orlando just woke up, and Game 4 is going to be a huge game, because if Orlando wins Game 4, what Cleveland did in Game 1 and Game 2 basically doesn't matter anymore, because now it's a 0-0 series, best of 3 after that point. So Cleveland has to come out in Game 4 and put you in the mouth first. That's what's been this series. The trend in this series has been whoever comes out and sets the tone first wins the game, usually. So Cleveland has to do that next game. Orlando, kind of taking the same philosophies as that, come out early, hit them early, and we just need shots to go down. They need Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner to keep playing like they played in last night's game, with that aggression, that energy, feed off the crowd, because the Magic are a young team that feed off a lot of energy. If the crowd could keep pumping life to this Magic team, that's gonna be huge. And their bench too. Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony getting hot, well, and doing things is huge as well for this Magic team. That's something they have not had in the first 2 games. So having those guys do something has been big. But yeah, Magic just came out and just smacked them in the face, really quick. Next, we have Knicks Sixers Game 3. A lot of stuff and a lot of things going on in this game. The main thing is Philly wins the game, 125-114. Is now 2-1. They win their first game in Philly. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. A lot of stuff, a lot of physical toughness type series. Of course, the big talk has been Joel Embiid, because of his game, because of what he did in the game, and because of what we learned after the game. Well, Joel Embiid got a lot going on. He finished with 50 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 13 for 19. He hit 5 threes, 19 for 21 from the free throw line. He put on a masterclass. This is the Joel Embiid we're used to seeing. There's been a lot of talk in the past couple years about Joel Embiid. Playoffs or regular season hasn't been the same. He hasn't had amazing regular postseason success, in terms of his own game. And he came out last night and was on fire, And we got to respect him a lot, playing with that bum knee and what we learned after Bell's palsy, which is why his eyes have been and why his face has been a big thing, not being able to blink out of one eye. But we learned that after the game as well. And just going through all that and playing alone is just big. Nevertheless, playing and dropping 50 points, it's just wow. You just gotta love Joel Embiid for doing that. Now, not everybody loves Joel Embiid because he did have that play on Mitchell Robinson where he did pull Mitchell Robinson down by his knee and ankle, and then he did injure his ankle late in that game and didn't play the second half. Mitchell Robinson did, and there's a lot of speculation about that. He did get a flagrant 1. I thought maybe could have been a flagrant 2. I like that Joel State was able to stay in the game because that would have been just a huge loss if he doesn't play. Obviously, they don't win this game. They're down 3-0. That's a huge series turning event. But Joel got a flagrant 1. Did I think he mean to injure Mitchell Robinson? No, but it definitely did not look good. It definitely didn't look good. It definitely could have been a very serious thing, So yeah, that's a whole thing. But Joel dropped 50. Tyrese Maxey as well, 25.7 assists. He's been a superstar in these playoffs. Tyrese Maxey has been absolutely amazing in the series, But they got contribution from others. Kelly Oubre, 15 points, 7 rebounds, hit a couple three balls. That's what they needed. Cameron Payne came in and scored 11 points off the bench in 15 minutes, where he didn't really play at all this series. He came in, kind of stole Buddy Hield's minutes, and had a big performance. It kind of flipped this game kind of flipped on its head the last 2 games, where it was Tyrese Maxey and Joel exclusively for the Sixers, and for the Knicks, it was everybody else doing their thing. Now this game, it was of course Joel and Tyrese, but also they got the others to help. And for the Knicks, it was only Jalen Brunson really doing much. Jalen Brunson finally broke loose, 39 and 13 assists, shot 13 for 27, 10 for 12 from the free throw line. He finally had a game. He was being aggressive. The Knicks were giving him the ball in different spots, coming off screens and doing stuff like that. And he just once he saw 1, 2, 3 go down, then it was just like muscle memory for the rest of the game. Josh Hart also hit another four more threes, 26 and 6, 17 for OG, 14 for Isaiah Hartenstein, but he just didn't feel the same. Like you look at the stats and you feel like, oh, Josh Hart, OG, they did something, but watching on the court, it didn't feel as much impact. Josh Hart's did. OG didn't really start scoring until late in the game when they were down 9 and they needed something. Isaiah Hartenstein had a solid game as well, but then their bench didn't really provide much. On the offensive end, Dante Vincenzo didn't hit a three ball in this game either. And the defense wasn't there really for New York. The defense was not as grit and grind type that it was in the first two games. It didn't feel like there. And the Sixers took advantage. Obviously, Joel Embiid having this 50-point performance is huge. Their season was on the line. Their season was on the line. They needed this. And Joel answered the call in this game. And yeah, now it's 2-1. Going into game four, kind of similar to what I said with, the Cavs Magic series. This is the Sixers got to play like that again. It's time. The Sixers got to play with that urgency again because now if you win next game, game four, what happens in game one and game two doesn't matter. Now it's a 0-0 series, best of three. So the Sixers have to come out with that same energy and aggressiveness. Can we bank on Joel scoring 50 and having 21 free throw attempts? No. But what you can bank on is Joel and Tyrese coming to play. What you need to bank on and what you need to have is the others stepping up. Guys like Kelly Oubre, Cameron Payne, Kyle Lowry doing what they did in last night's game on both ends, offensively and defensively. They were there. So they need the others to step up and ball, which is why honestly, if the others step up and ball, you probably might be up 2-0, maybe even 3-0 at this point. But that's not how it worked. But they got the contributions last night for the Knicks. They just need to lock in more on the defensive end. The Sixers put on a shooting clinic in that third quarter. They put up 43 points in the quarter. Joel hit like 4 threes in a row. Tyrese Maxey was on fire. Like everything was just going in for the Sixers. Which some of it was like, yeah, just hey, tip your cap off, good shot. But some more of it was like, dang, New York, like where's the defense at? So the Knicks need to get better, and they need their three ball to fall. 13 for 30. Doesn't look bad, but there's a lot of key shots that they missed. And they also missed 6 free throws, and you can't really do that. So yeah, going into game, excited we got a 2-1 series. Sixers won a game and make the series a lot more interesting. Shout out to Joel Embiid for doing what he does. And then the final game we had was Nuggets Lakers game 3. Um, this was an interesting game as well. The Nuggets end up winning this game 112 to 105, and they take a 3-0 series lead over the Lakers, putting the Lakers on the ropes. The Lakers did what they did in the first two games, came out hot early. Outscored Denver 33 to 23. Denver has not had great starts so far in this series, which is a very interesting thing. You know, um, the Lakers have come out early and punched them in the mouth real quick. But what you learned from last game, the last two games, is like, don't don't get too don't get too comfortable. Do not get too comfortable because this can change with a blink of an eye. And Denver came out in the second quarter, looked a lot more aggressive in that second quarter. The Lakers just stopped hitting threes, just couldn't shoot threes anymore after that game. And Aaron Gordon was amazing in this game. The entirety of the game, in the second quarter, it kind of sparked our comeback. We get to the third, and Denver outscored the Lakers 34-22 in the third quarter. Jamal Murray started hitting shots. Jokic started getting going. Michael Porter Jr. started hitting shots, and the Lakers just couldn't. I don't think the Lakers didn't hit a three in that third quarter. I don't think. They just couldn't score from three, and the Nuggets just changed their defense up. They're like, you know what? They aren't shooting. They aren't hitting threes. Go ahead, and take more. We're gonna put 4 on Anthony Davis. Every time Anthony Davis gets the ball, we're gonna have the entire team surround him and force him out of his hands. And you know what? D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Ruri, go ahead, keep shooting. Keep shooting. And they kept shooting and they kept missing. you know? And the Lakers just couldn't find their offense from anywhere. And honestly, midway through that third quarter, it just kind of looked like the Lakers gave up in a sense. Like not saying they like just waved the white towel, but it definitely kind of looked like they were like, here we go. Here's where it happens. Here's where it starts. And they just couldn't stop it. And Denver goes on for the rest of the game and ends up winning it. Aaron Gordon, amazing. 29, 15, 12 for 18. He had 5 offensive rebounds. The Nuggets as a team had 14 offensive rebounds. Him and Jokic both had 5. A couple other players had an offensive rebound there, but Aaron Gordon was just amazing. The rebounding on the glass, offense and defense, he was doing it. He had a lot of dump ins, like especially early in the game, and Jokic and Jamal Murray were just They were putting a lot of attention on him and just little dumb downs. Aaron Gordon, dunk it. Aaron Gordon, dunk it. He was just being super aggressive. And when everything the Nuggets needed, every time the Nuggets needed something to happen, I felt like Aaron Gordon was making it happen. Whether it was rebounding, making the extra pass, making a good defensive play, scoring, like whatever the team needed, I felt like Aaron Gordon came in and was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And he did it to perfection. Jokic also 24, 15, and 9. Another elite game from him. 22, 5, and 9 for Jamal Murray. 20 and 10 for Michael Porter Jr. In that fourth quarter, he was just putting them away. So many just tough mid-range jumpers, you know. And yeah, when you have four players that can score 20 or more and three players that have 20 and 10 games, you look like you're going to win. And the Nuggets did that, showing why they're champions. They're up 3-0, and now just one more win away from sweeping the Lakers for the second year in a row and making it out to the next round. The only thing the Nuggets need is they need hot starts. Like, they just haven't been able to score in the first quarter or like be consistent in the first quarter. Like all their games have to been comebacks. And Aaron Gordon even said it in his post game interview. He was like, "Yeah, like we don't like that we're not starting off well. We don't like playing from behind, but we can do it because we're the Denver Nuggets. We're the reigning champs." But yeah, they just need to get off to better starts because I guess other teams like potentially Minnesota they're gonna play in the second round. You can't do that often as we go forward. So they need to clean that up. Everything else has been great. And for the Lakers, uh, another tough one. They shot 5 for 27 from three. Both teams. The Nuggets shot 5 for 28 from three, which I didn't even realize until I just looked at the box score that the Nuggets only hit 5 threes in this game as well. But the Lakers went on literally like a quarter and a half stretch where they just didn't make a three-pointer at all. And for the Nuggets, it's like, yeah, we can't make threes, but we got Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. We have one of the best duos in the NBA. We have the best player in the NBA, Nikola Jokic, and Aaron Gordon that can do stuff. For the Lakers, it's like we have AD, we have LeBron, but what else do we have after that? AD 33, 15, 26, 6, and 9 for LeBron. Austin Reeves had 22. A lot of his points came late in the game when it didn't really matter. But yeah, a lot of talk seemed to be about D'Angelo Russell. He didn't score in this game. 0 for 7, 0 for 6 and 3. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, -6. You saw that screenshot late where, he was sitting away from the bench, wasn't in the huddle. Yeah, just tough for D'Angelo Russell, because after having kind of his comeback tour late in the regular season, the second half where he was the third best player on the Lakers, he was having huge games. He set the Lakers records for like 3 pointers in a season and stuff like that. And now we come into the playoffs, and he has had two bad games, game one and game three. Game two, he was nice, but he just, especially having an offer, it's just really tough. And the Lakers bench still hasn't been able to provide much. At least, I mean, they scored today. All three players that played on the Lakers bench scored, but it just didn't really matter, honestly. And when you go a quarter and a half without making a 3-pointer, it's just not really gonna work like that, especially against a Denver Nuggets team, where literally they started quadruple teaming Anthony Davis and leaving everybody else open, and no one else could capitalize. It's just really tough for the Lakers. They work so hard to, after a slow start, to come back, look like an amazing team post All Star break, the second half of the season, win the play-in game, and they have to match up with the Denver Nuggets. And it's gonna look like they just got walked out of the gym, really. When really they've been playing good basketball. Like if they, it, it might be if they're playing any other team, they might look really good. It's the Denver Nuggets. It's just you can't beat the Denver Nuggets a lot. And that's just really what I think that's just what it is at this point. They just can't beat the Denver Nuggets. That's what it is. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Honestly, like it's just they can't beat the Denver Nuggets, and now it looks like they're gonna meet their same fate that they did last season, where they get swept out of the playoffs in the first round at this point. So yeah, but we got more game threes tonight. Very, very, very excited for these games. Called a triple header, some huge game threes, and the playoffs just keep moving, man. Playoffs keep moving. It's been so fun to watch, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, also like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.